Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, this is going to be a Divine Masculine support read and also kind of the daily Divine Masculine thing. But let's dive in first with a little bit of emotional, mental, and physical realm assistance for Divine Masculines going into this eclipse energy that might need a little bit extra guidance to navigate. So if you are watching this, dear Divine Masculines, you are ahead of the game in lots of ways because you are advocating for your progression, you are connected to Source and looking for assistance, and I appreciate that you are joining this. For cross watchers, let's get a look at what we can hold in the highest on behalf of the Divine Masculine Collective in support of this incredible becoming that we are witnessing in the collective. Okay, so thank you, Divine Creator. Get the twin flame union coming out of separation. That's some pretty lovely first cut energy. What can we see for the Divine Masculines emotionally, mentally, and physically at this time? What is it that the Divine Masculines are going through, processing, understanding, experiencing? Ooh. I was only going to pull 3 energies and I've decided to do all 6. So emotionally, there is this changing of the guards. We're seeing this sexual, spiritual alchemy happening for the Divine Masculines. It's almost like, you know, overcoming the impossible. That whole monogamy, fidelity, sexual attraction thing that we've been seeing kind of all year is really on the forefront. This is the key card. It's the Ace of Wands, the most phallic card in the deck. In the reverse, this is a deep internalized spiritual motion that is alchemizing sexual preference with spirituality. There is a sense of coming out of the illusion, the trapped, powerless thought patterns that have been holding the Divine Masculines away from the soulmate connection, the inner child healing. There's something about, you know, the parallel of these connections being divinely orchestrated to inspire healing. There's something of the Divine Feminines that inspire the Divine Masculines to heal, to look at the deeper drivers, the ways that haven't been fulfilling. The Divine Feminines are like a lighthouse, a light in the fog, that a trail marker that inspire the Divine Masculines forward. So there has been a theme of sexuality emerging that has helped and assisted the Divine Masculines in seeing how they've been holding themselves back because of family dynamics or imprinting, some traumas. This is childhood stuff, but it's really the things freedom are made of. I'm hearing the healing allows the Divine Masculines the freedom. There has been some temptation sexually because we are in this Ace of Wands row of energy. This is my Garden of Eden temptation, one night stands, infidelity, weak energy, hot and cold, non-committal, can be player energy. There's anxiety regarding that here. So as the Divine Masculines are continuing to see the healing and their fear that had held them back regarding whether they were healed fully, they're also having anxiety about, I'm hearing mania, inappropriate sexual conduct. This 9 of Swords is a very disintegrated amount of anxiety and frustration, and can be manic swings, sleepless nights, guilty conscience, really writhing sort of energy. So divine masculines are going through the ringer right now about something that something that may have happened because of a seemingly casual sexual encounter that has now produced some great anxiety. And I'm even getting, for some, because they were feeling trapped to come towards this soul level connection, they chose other things and now they're regretting it profoundly. The next two cards we have on the emotional realm are this kindness versus duty kind of a card. The Page of Pentacles is about what we offer, small things, tokens into the world that are either coming from what we think is expected of us or from a good place. The divine masculines are understanding themselves as being able to offer these two seemingly benign things, either kindness or an expected, telling people what they want to hear. They're seeing that on a new level regarding how it has related to their destined path. So some of the choices that they've been making, some of these benign choices have really been exaggerated emotionally because they see how even the most mundane decision or seemingly unrelated decision affects, makes or breaks alignment with destined path. There's a very subtle knowledge of sexual choices and attraction and where they've held themselves back and when they've deluded themselves with different choices. So I'm getting a whole bunch of things. This can be third parties. This can be where the divine feminine has been a lover in a third party situation and the divine masculine hasn't been transparent with their partner, for instance, or where the divine masculines have gone to other sexual connections and forsaken the divine connection. So there's a lot of these pros and cons, but quite a bit of anxiety and restlessness about the inconvenient truth that these decisions do matter. They do affect what is available to experience regarding hope and clarity and being on purpose and path. It's like the divine masculines have realized that they have strayed off course, and now there's a pull back to alignment with a more wholesome isn't quite the word, but a more aligned sexuality. On the conscious mind, what shall we get? I see autonomy, so codependency is being released, or this calibration of sovereignty. Okay, free will is the card, the key card. So when the divine masculines are emotionally processing sexual choices and fidelity, this theme of monogamy, superficial connections just for sex versus allowing themselves to go towards true connection, they are getting a handle on the steering toggles of free will. So there's more accountability here, more accountability for their own karma, their own choices, their own wholeness, their own actions. There is a weighing of pros and cons. They're choosing to look at the implications, the ramifications of their actions. They do see a foundation that they are not complete novice in this department, but they are seeing what is of value on a new level. The Nine of Pentacles is, it's kind of a garden card. It's a return to the garden. In many decks, there is a Empress before she's reached Empress status in the garden. a lady in waiting kind of energy. So it is quite a time for pause before rising up into nobility, you know, these shoes being big enough and putting them on the masculine's feet and stepping forward, that kind of a thing here. So divine masculines are having the opportunity to look at their choices in a noble light, I'm getting. What else do we have here? Yeah, so the Hanged Man is about seeing the truth of how profoundly every decision we make actually does affect. Like, there is no casual decision when you're conscious. I think that's where the ignorance is bliss comes in, because the big picture just keeps getting bigger. So divine masculine's eyes have been opened. The King of Swords here is quite a masterful understanding that seemingly benign choices can make or break alignment with destined path, that these huge divine detours, the coyote energy, can pull you quite far off course. And one minute decision can take you one way or the other. So yeah, they're seeing their importance. I'm getting divine masculines, you are seeing that you do matter, that your choices affect yourself and others profoundly. Your eyes are being opened to the sacred nature of decision making and the awareness of making decisions for different intrinsic motivations. So your alignment coming from within, there is a deep recognition of importance, your own impact, your own decisions. It is a very personalized meditation that I'm getting here, but it also lends itself to seeing how greatly you influence those that are connected to the choices that you're making, divine masculines. Okay, in the physical realm, we got the world in the physical realm, so that is a major energy, Temperance and the Hierophant. And what is at the bottom? Oh, the new beginning in love. So this is the offer, it's in the reverse. Divine masculines, you're understanding and preparing to align. So for cross watchers, this is recognition of the two, you and your divine counterpart being the perfect match, and this new beginning that would only be available with the two of you. There is a preparation here. Divine masculines are integrating this deep self-love, not selfishness, but true supportive wisdom about what love is, about their decisions, about the frequency that they access when they are in alignment and on purpose, versus mundane things that detours, rebellion from the knowing. There is a completion of the testing of these things, is what I'm getting here. And then we see healthy boundaries. Seven of Wands is standing up against the status quo that rightfully has been evoked by the divine masculines themselves while not being in balance. So any of the faulty logic, lower vibrational patterns, worldly paradigms, any of those things that set up the status quo, the divine masculines are inviting. Divine masculines, you are being invited to change it up now and to advocate for healing, advocate for righteousness, dare I say, for the good and right and true, to really rein it back into your core and put into place things that will facilitate the final motion of mastery in your life. Streamlining, I just heard. And this is an integration, the key the embodiment, be still and know. This is a little bit of a high priestess energy with the high priest here. Both of these cards, the Four of Swords and the high priestess, have the be still and know energy, and the high priest here. So divine masculines, you are already an action-taking, spiritually focused masculine, but there is this intuitive subtlety that you're including now about the micro adjustments that you need to make for your own well-being, that you are being divinely guided to include in your own expression and decision-making process. That's being anchored, integrated. So this is a rest period. I'm hearing divine masculines, drink a lot of water, let go of the old guilt and shame, and there might be a purge for you. Support yourself, go easy, take some downtime, be introverted, don't go hang out with the same friends this weekend, you know, take a chill. This is the Four of Swords, is healing after the heartache. So there's a recommitment to not evoking heartache in situations by taking the straight and narrow path. It's becoming more life affirming now, divine masculines, to do the right thing, I'm seeing. Wow, who would have thunk it? So there is this potential growing from within towards the sacred communion of the two. The two shall stand kind of energy here. All right, let's do the daily divine masculine reading. No, I'm going to pull some clarifiers for the masculines here. So what energetic support can we see for the divine masculines going through this restructuring within? Commitment. We get light body expansion, illuminated presence, Merkaba matrix. So you are igniting your Merkaba, divine masculines, when you are self-contained in mastery, when you're not leaking your, I'm even hearing sexual energy, vitality, when you're giving inappropriately to situations that are not aligned, your light is not as bright. And it is your belief in yourself that indicates whether or not you employ the discipline or the interpretations, even, to see yourself as worthy of this level of enlightenment, purity, perfection, and to come into your illuminated higher expression. So keep going towards the light, divine masculines. What else can we see? One more energy for divine masculines. Pegasian stargate, sophistication, ingenuity, originality, and elegance. This is the subtle nuance that makes you totally stunning and unique, divine masculine. This is the true energy that's worthy of acclaim. You know, this is the reputation that you want to exude. This is that light you want to shine into the world. And only you can do it in your way. So your history, your experiences, your tendencies and preferences and style, all of it has been developing along with your choices, your renegade explorations. All of it makes you the colorful, fabulous, unique creature that you are. So none of it has been in vain. But it is time to rein it back in. You are reining it back in. You are crystallizing who you really are through your vast array of experiences. This is making you an extraordinary being of compassion and wisdom, I'm hearing. That is lovely. A very lovely energy. Okay, let's get into the daily divine masculine reading. So thank you, divine creator, for showing us exactly what... I'm shuffling the wrong decks. I did not intend to use those. Back to the other ones that I pre-shuffled. So What is it we can see for the divine masculines on the conscious mind for these connections?